Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. Today is Wednesday, which means it's the middle of the week, which may or may not be a good thing, or it could also be a bad thing. Because if you have, maybe you have a stressful weekend coming up, if it's Wednesday, it could be bad that the weekend's creeping up on you. But if you have fun things planned for this weekend, then maybe it being Wednesday is a good thing. So it depends. It could be a good thing it's Wednesday, it could be a bad thing. For me, personally, I feel neutral about it being Wednesday. I don't really have a preference. Um, Obviously, when you don't have a job, um, things are different, right? You have less freedom and more freedom in certain ways. Obviously, I'm restricted by money. If something's too expensive, I can't do it, but I'm not restricted with my time, which means I can spend my time doing whatever I want. Which obviously I spend my time trying to find ways to make money because I need to stay afloat somehow. Um, but I don't need to. I can do whatever I want, which which is definitely a unique position to be in, versus being told what I need to do and being given money for it, which is awesome. I really wish I had a job sometimes, but there's other times where I'm glad that I don't. Why? Because it allows me to explore um, like niche things, build weird projects, and essentially rely on faith that weird esoteric things that I'm learning in programming is going to pay off tenfold versus having a normal job. Um, and that's pretty interesting um, because there's a lot of dead programming languages that are not totally dead, but I mean, that have like really powerful, strong ideas in them, but nobody uses them anymore because it's not the industry standard. And there's things being left on the table. So if you're a programmer, if you guys look into like Lisp or Smalltalk or like Emacs, a text editor, there's a bunch of weird old stuff that's pretty cool and that has good ideas. Um, and, you know, you need to spend your own time discovering these things. Um, and if you have a job, of course, that's even harder, right? Because if you're already programming all day, maybe you don't want to spend even more time programming after work, right? But if you're in my position, this is your job to uncover and turn stones and discover things and explore and see, you know, what you could build with these things and these tools. Um, and also, my position is unique, but it's also pretty cool and interesting. When I was a kid, I wanted to be an inventor, whatever that meant. I don't really know what that means, but I had this idea in my head of like, as a kid, you watch cartoons or movies where there's like the old inventor, right? And usually a dude. He's single. He like lives up in some attic. He's broke. He has no money, and his entire surrounding is just filled with just little trinkets and little machinery, and he's like, this is like the inventor. And I was like, damn, that's cool. I want to be that when I'm older. Not really knowing what that meant. And I didn't do this on purpose, but now I look at what I do for my work, and I'm just like, damn, I'm like actually an inventor. Um, if you anyone who's building just building random stuff. This Jesus. Anyone who's building random stuff is an inventor, which is pretty cool, and I think there should be some pride in that. Because essentially, if what you build becomes useful and takes off, that is that's like a great feeling, right? And maybe you won't get paid as much. Maybe you won't get paid anything. Maybe you created something that's like free and open source, and you get paid nothing. But sometimes, well, there's like, you can't have everything, right? Because let's say you make some big optimization or you do something enormous for a company, and then they're like, cool, thank you. And then, so at least you're getting paid, it was your job, but you're not getting like extra, well, not like praise as in like you should go out looking for praise, but essentially a feeling of like acknowledgement, like, hey, you built this cool thing, like, that's awesome, right? Just like sometimes words or things like that, like past projects I've built or things that I've been a part of, when someone else, outside of my social group or friend group, like acknowledges the project and thinks that it's cool, that is awesome. That is extremely like validating to hear from people who've been working in the space that this is a cool project, right? Because when you taught yourself the program and you're like you feel new in the space, even though maybe you're not that new, but when you don't have like a real job and you're just basically working and like networking with a group of like online strangers, it feels really good when someone's like, good job, that's actually a cool project. And so, that's one benefit of not having a job, is the ability to build whatever you want, and have people not only say like, hey, this is cool, but like, I would use this, or hey, we want to give you a grant for this, or hey, this idea has a lot of potential, in terms of money. Those things are the good things about it. Bad things, obviously, broke. That is, I think you have to be comfortable not having a lot of money. It's, but like, what do you really need, really? Like, okay, you need a computer. You'll definitely need a computer, a monitor, a keyboard, and basically a room. I've already done one tour of my room. It's not super nice, but as you can tell, these beds were already here. I think my belongings is my monitor, my computer, some basic clothes. I actually got these at like crypto conferences, so technically you don't need to buy clothes if you go to crypto conferences. I think everything in this room I can fit in one suitcase. I don't have a car. I don't really have much. I don't really need much. I think people you spend time with are worth more than, whatever things you can buy, so it doesn't really matter that much. And I think eating good food is also important. That surpasses any sort of material possessions, is just cooking a good meal and sharing it with friends. So, overall, don't need much in this life except for friends and passionate things, right? Things that you're passionate about. That's plenty to keep you going. Alright, kind of a random, I don't really know where I was going there. But also I'm talking not as loudly. I think it's because I went to this water park or this roller coaster thing yesterday, so probably just screaming unnecessarily. Probably fucked my throat. Alright. Thank you for watching.